Hey Pirate Nation, welcome back to What's on Deck. I'm your host, Jaime Behar, and today I'm here with...
Kim Auerswald, hi.
Okay, so Kim, the first question I ask most of the people who have come on here, and I definitely want to get into it with you because I feel like your story is so unique, is how you got to ECU.
Yeah.
Your journey with tennis and just kind of like coming to the United States. I feel like it's so unique with you compared to anyone else I could bring on because it's... You literally left your home country.
Yeah.
So I kind of want to get like insight into how, tennis kind of brought you here, but also just like what helped you make that decision and like how you decided to come to ECU.
Yeah. So, I've been playing for like 16 years now. I started when I was 5 years old, only because my parents, we moved to next to the tennis courts. So that's when I started. I was doing horseback riding at my grandma's farm before.
Oh, wow.
So, it has been a big part of my life.
Yeah.
And then, I saw a couple of my friends taking that journey.
Mm-hmm.
And then I came over with an agency.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I did like a little showcase where I was playing against other Germans that wanted to go to the U.S.
Yeah.
So it was during COVID, though.
Oh, yeah.
So
We're that year. Like
yes,
that weird.
exactly.
Was that your sophomore year of high school? Or like when you were 16 around?
17.
Okay, yeah.
It was around like 11th grade, maybe.
Okay.
So, like the whole process was kind of messy.
Yeah.
So the coaches, normally they're coming to Germany and just looking at the players and looking, like watching the matches.
Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't possible just because they weren't able to travel.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they had like my tapes and stuff.
Yeah,
so
It was very similar with lacrosse. Like we usually, obviously I didn't have to travel to another country, but we usually have a bunch of like showcase tournaments over the summers where coaches can come and watch you.
Yeah.
And it was the summer leading into my recruitment that COVID was going on.
Oh, yeah.
So all the tournaments were canceled and we couldn't go anywhere. So a bunch of the teams, because I'm from Long Island, so there's a lot of lacrosse teams there. It's a hotbed.
Yeah.
And so a lot of those Long Island teams said, if we all test negative, let's all go play together and get film to send to coaches because they can't watch us.
Yeah.
So we just did that for like literally 2 months. I played the same girls over and over and over. Yeah. I was playing girls a year older than me, a year younger than me, 2 years younger than me, my age, like 3 teams. And it was just like, just to get the film because it was COVID and we couldn't go to any tournaments to get like recruited or anything.
Yeah,
it was so crazy.
A rough time.
The film is real because I had to do that too. It was like clipping everything that you wanted to show, and it was just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. Did you have like an agency that did it for you? Or did you
no, it's like with lacrosse. There's this website. I forget now what it's called, which is crazy because it feels like forever ago now.
Yeah.
But there's this website that I used to use to like make highlight reels. And then you can make a link, and it goes to YouTube.
Okay.
And then you send the YouTube link to coaches through the website.
Yeah.
So it's like you have kind of like this site that kind of does everything for you in a way, but at the same time, it's like you still have to do all the process. Yeah. But we didn't. There's not really agencies for like stuff like that. That's so
like
interesting.
A long process.
Is it?
I did it with that agency.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it
What's
myself.
What's that like? Because I've never there's something on the mic, sorry. I've never even heard of that for like other sports like that my friends play or anything like that. So I just kind of want to understand like how'd you get into like the agents, like how'd you find the agency and what did they do for you in a way? Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think it was like 12th grade. I think that's like junior in high school. I don't know. It's a little the school system is a little different.
Yeah.
So I was around like 18 maybe.
Oh wow.
And then
so what year were you born?
2003.
Okay, I'm 2004.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
you're
have 13
technically
years
a year older, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So you're
yeah, we have 13 years of high school.
13 years. Yeah. Wait, that's crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I had no idea you were a year older than me this whole time. I thought we were just like same grade, same age, obviously. But that's crazy.
One of my teammates, she's graduating this year, and she's 2004 as well. So
oh, wow.
It's all kind of messed up, I feel like.
Oh, my gosh.
So we have 4 years. So we have kindergarten.
Yeah.
And then we have elementary school for 4 years.
Okay.
And then we're going to high school. So 5th grade to most of the schools have 13 years by now. But there are a couple schools that have 12 years.
So you'll be like an 18-year-old walking through the hallways with a 9-year-old.
11.
That's the youngest it gets?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa.
When I was in 5th grade, and I was
You were
looking up to
scared.
the
Yeah, you
13-year-old.
were scared.
Help.
Yeah, no, that's scary. Because I thought, so, you know, here, most school programs, like, are kindergarten through 5, and then 6 through 8 is middle, and then 9 through 12 is high school. My schools growing up were K through 4, so they ended a year early.
Yeah.
Then my middle was 5 through 7, so they ended a year early. And then it was 8 through 12, and everyone thought that was crazy because they were like, you're an 8th grader and you're in high school. Like, like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
And
it was weird.
That's crazy because people used to always say, like, the 8th graders are so young, the 8th graders are so young. I can't even imagine having 5th graders. Oh my gosh.
I'm just looking up to the older ones, and
you're like
they're so stone old. And then at some point you're at this point, you're
and
like,
then you look down
I'm
at
not
the
mature,
5th
I'm not old.
and then you look at the 5th graders and you're like, I miss that.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
I know that feeling. That's actually really funny. That's how I'm feeling right now with my freshmen.
Yeah.
Here. Because they're like, oh, you know, like after lifts, they're like, oh, like my knees are cracking. And I was like, I miss those days. I have problems now, like actual
I'm getting
problems.
old.
Yeah, I'm getting really old.
Yeah.
And we have one more year. And like, I can't even imagine how my body's going to feel after I'm done. But, that's so funny. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Okay, so you said you were technically like senior, 13th grade.
Yeah, junior, senior.
Okay. And then, so the agency. Get back into that. Sorry. We got sidetracked.
Yeah. So it was actually, I was on the way to a tournament, and I was not about to graduate at all. I think it was like 3 years before my graduation.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I was probably, I must have been 17 maybe.
Yeah.
16 probably. And I got on this website, and I knew that a couple friends of mine, they did it. So I just wanted to, like, I was bored on the way to a tournament, so I was just like, okay, let's see my chances of getting a scholarship maybe in the United States. And so I was filling out this formula, and I sent it to that website.
Yeah.
And then I got an email, and they were like, yeah, your chances look pretty good. Like, we would get in touch with you and all this. I was like, I'm not about to graduate high school anytime soon.
Yeah,
so can we just slow down a little bit?
Yeah.
So I kind of put it on ice for like maybe 1.5, 2 years.
Okay.
And then I was reaching out to them again. And yeah, then I was just talking. I got a agent assigned. And then he was going through the whole process with me. I think the first step was like the showcase.
Okay.
Just like, it's called UTR matches. So the American coaches, they can see, they kind of compare it because the ranking system in Germany is completely different.
Yeah.
So I was doing that. And then the recruiting video, I didn't have to do it myself.
Okay.
They did it for me. They have to cut everything.
Yep.
And yeah, so they did it for me. They uploaded it on their website.
Okay.
And they were also sending it to the coaches.
Okay.
And then slowly the coaches reached out to me, and then I got into the phone calls, video calls, talking to many schools.
Yeah.
And then, making decision, going through the visa process.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I can't.
It was a really interesting time.
Yeah.
But a process and a time I didn't want to miss.
No,
it was great.
I'm sure. That sounds like so much fun. I'm not sure if you know, I have a twin sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So she plays at Arizona, and one of her teammates, or two now, but one of her like grade teammates, like she's in her grade and she like lives with her, is from Canada.
Yeah.
So like she went through a bunch of that stuff too, and it's so interesting because like she told me like, oh yeah, Tegan is going, like she's gonna come visit us, I think, over the summer, or like I might go visit her. And I think we were talking about it, and for some reason like I always forget that like you're from Germany and like Tegan's not from the United States, and like it just doesn't always click in my head. So I was like, oh, like, you know, are you going to drive? And she was like, no, Jamie, she's in Canada. I have to fly. And I was like, oh, right. Yeah. You actually have to, like, have a passport for that travel. That's not just, like, I can, you know, just go wherever I want. But, yeah, it's so funny. I always, like, think about just, like, and I was thinking about this before. It's crazy having you on this podcast, you know, like, if you hadn't picked ECU, been an athlete, and been a comm major, I probably never would have like known you, and that's so crazy because you're genuinely from a completely other part of the world. Yeah, and that's so cool to me. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's crazy.
Yeah, I was talking to, I think it was actually my agency. They were asking me like, what's the best part of like being an international student in the United States? and it's definitely the people you meet.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's insane. Sometimes I'm laying in my bed at like night. I'm like, I met all those people just because I decided to go here.
Yeah.
And half of my team, or more than half of my team, were internationals too.
Yeah.
So I literally met people around the world.
Yeah, that's
came here.
so cool. That is so cool.
Yeah.
I remember meeting you guys freshman year, and I think you literally said, you're like, I'm from Germany. And I went, oh, wow.
What do you mean?
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't know that. Like, it's just one of those things where, like, you realize, like, there's so, like, obviously I know that there are people from those places, but unless you really meet someone from that place, you never really, like, consider meeting someone. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I would never think, like, coming into college, like, oh, I'm going to make friends with a girl from Germany. I'm going to make, like, you know, and even, like, Bella on soccer. She's from Guadalajara. And I met her freshman year, and she was the dorm right next to me. And I became so close with her because we were right near each other. And it's just one of those things where, like, I never would have met you guys if you hadn't come here.
Yeah.
It's so interesting to me. But, okay, so now the kind of, like, next thing I want to get into talking about you coming here is, did you always know you wanted to go to the United States for tennis? Like, when you were starting to, like, go through it, were you like, oh, yeah, I want to go here? Or was it, like, kind of more once you got into it, you were considering it, if that makes sense?
I think it was mostly when I got into it, like doing the whole process, because like I said, I was doing that survey or like this form, just looking if I had chances. Yeah. But it was just like out of fun.
Okay.
And before I did an internship for the police back home.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to go to the police or like maybe like military kind of stuff.
Is that still something you'd want to do or no?
I don't know. I got kind of into like the sports way here, like the sports path of like, I'm a communication and sports studies double major. Yep. So this is kind of the way I want to go into.
Yeah, totally.
But it's also kind of hard going back to Germany with like the degrees.
Yeah.
Because they don't accept everything.
That's true.
So it's still in the back of my mind because initially when I came here, I was a criminal justice major.
Okay.
So, but then I figured out when I'm going back home, I can't do anything with that.
Oh.
They don't accept anything. So, because like the whole law system, it's all different.
Completely different. Oh, wait, that makes a lot of sense.
So
okay.
It would kind of be, if I consider going back home, it would be for nothing.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I changed to psychology, and then, I ended up with comm and sports studies. Yes.
Comm for the win.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah. So I don't really know much about your family life, and so do you have siblings?
Half siblings.
Half siblings. Yeah. Okay, how many?
2. My dad has 2 kids from first marriage.
Oh, okay.
So my sister, she's 10 years older than I am.
Oh, wow.
And they're probably watching this now, but my brother, he's 13 years older than I am. Oopsie.
Let's hope she's right. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so when you were like kind of looking into coming here, you know, with your parents and half siblings, obviously, were they like, did any of them come stateside for anything? No.
My parents don't even speak English, like barely English.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, my sister, she's actually doing a master's in psychology right now.
Oh, wow.
So she's studying as well. And
in Germany?
Yes.
Okay.
And my brother is back home too.
Okay.
He's like full in his job, like he's an engineer.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sure like they were very supportive of you coming here though. Yeah.
They're really interested too because it was completely new for them too.
Yeah.
So
have they come here at all to like say hi? No,
not at all. No. I hope they come for my graduation.
Oh my gosh, of course they have to.
They do.
Are you kidding me?
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. Absolutely. Otherwise, my parents are just gonna adopt her.
Amazing.
And they'll pretend that they're your parents, and they like have like dark brown hair and like brown eyes. They just take the picture with you. You wouldn't fit in like at all, but it'd be perfect.
Adopted, that's fine.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It's totally fine. That's what me and my teammates always joke about. Like if my parents weren't coming to our game this weekend, I always joke with my roommates like, "Can your parents adopt me for the weekend? Like I don't have a mom." Yeah. And so after the game, I'll go up to her mom. Yeah. And like she'll adopt me for the weekend. So we always joke about that. Yeah. So yeah, they'll adopt you for graduation if we need.
Awesome.
Also, because we're both comm, so we'll be at the same graduation.
True. We're going to be around each other.
Yeah, we're not getting away from each other just yet. Yeah. So you were just talking about how, like, after graduating, sometimes they, the credits and the degrees won't really transfer over into Germany. Do you know what you want to do when you're done? Like, are you definitely going to go back, or you're not sure yet?
I'm going with the flow for now. Yeah. Because I'm literally living in the moment right now.
Yeah.
Because my time here in the United States is limited. Yeah. if I'm not deciding to stay here. So I'm just gonna see how I feel, because obviously I miss my parents, my best friend. Like,
I know.
So I get to go home two times a year.
Summer and winter?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know yet.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna see. I have 2 more years potentially.
Okay.
So
that's interesting. I mean, that's crazy to me. Well, I mean, you know, we don't really, as athletes, get to go home all that much. The only other time I get to go home other than summer and winter is fall break every once in a while. But even then, sometimes I don't, because it's a weekend. I say it's so funny. I'm jealous of fall athletes, like soccer, because they get a spring break.
True.
Which is like a full week. But I'm also not jealous of them because they come back in July.
Yeah, I could not. It's hot in here, and it's
so hot here.
Can't.
We got back here in August and had like our first like practice on the turf out there. You know, the one that they're like changing to the football thing now. Yeah. But we had our first like practice, and I think it was just kind of like easier stuff, or no, it was running. We had conditioning. Our first thing we did was conditioning on the turf in 100-degree weather.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
And I got home and I showered, and standing on my shower floor, I couldn't put my feet down. Yeah. Like I was like rotating between feet because I had heat blisters on the bottom of my feet through my cleats.
Yeah.
I literally, and I was like, I need to double sock, and it's 100 degrees just so I don't get blisters.
No, that's all.
It was so bad. Oh my gosh, the heat here gets
just
awful.
by listening to it, the German in me is dying.
Oh my gosh.
It doesn't get that hot.
It doesn't get that hot? What's the hottest it gets?
So I think in Celsius.
Yeah,
it's probably like, I mean, it gets to 100 degrees, but maybe like once or twice a year.
Okay.
So it's mostly around like 90.
Okay.
Like 36 is like hottest maybe.
Yeah, that's not awful. That's not too bad.
That's okay.
That's
it gets really humid.
Okay.
I live near the coast.
We're dealing with that right now.
Yeah. It's
the past like 3 days have been so bad with humidity here.
Yeah.
Last night I was playing at like 8:00, and Kim, it was so bad.
Yeah.
I was in shorts and a t-shirt, and I was dripping sweat, and the gnats, the bugs, the flies, I was standing in the goal going like this. I was like with my hands and using my stick to swat at them. I was like, get out of my face. They were on my legs. Oh my God, it was so bad.
It's like fighting with them.
I know. And then the ball would come down, and I'd like have to focus, and there'd be bugs all over me, and I'd be like, oh, I can't do this. But it was really, really bad last night, the humidity. It's always bad here, though. Yeah. You know, when it gets to this time of year, and it's like raining, and then it's 90 degrees and beautiful, and then it's pouring rain the next day and 50.
Yeah.
It gets really, really bad. But, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I didn't know that you guys really aren't used to that heat. That's so interesting.
Yeah.
So what's like your season? What are your seasons like?
So
like, does it get really cold?
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm from the north of Germany.
Okay.
So it's like we're literally surrounded by the Baltic Sea and the North Sea. So like the part where I live, it's literally just ocean. So it's really
that's cool.
Windy and like
the wind. Okay.
Yeah. So
I get that.
It gets.
I mean, I live on an island.
Yeah, you know it.
I know what it's like.
Yeah. So yeah, it's really windy, and I think it starts to get warmer now.
Okay.
To like that we have like 2 digits degrees.
Oh, whoa.
So in Celsius. So it's kind of okay.
Yeah.
It's like probably around 55, 60 maybe.
Oh my gosh.
And then it gets potentially hotter, and then I think June, July, August are like the hottest month.
Yeah.
And then we're getting like the North Germany weather with like wind, rain.
Yeah.
The gray season.
The works. All that fun stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Winter depression is real.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Bad. And it gets really
cold.
cold.
Had a crazy winter here.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I've
never seen snow. Yeah. Our 3 years here, we've never seen snow. We had 2 snow days this year, and I got off practice one of the days. And I was like, oh, this has never happened to me before. I don't know how to act. But I also, the first snow day where it was like 3 days in a row where we didn't have class. Do you know the one, like the really bad one where like everyone was out in the quad, like sledding on quad. Were you out there?
Yeah.
A bunch of my teammates were out there.
I went to College Hill just to experience.
Yeah, a bunch of my teammates were out like, a bunch of my teammates were out like playing in the snow. But I actually had the flu when that happened. So it worked out because practice was canceled. So I got a day off to kind of like recuperate a little bit. And I also didn't have to go to class, which was great. But, like, I couldn't experience it. And I was so sad. But then again, I'm from New York. I get plenty of snow.
Yeah.
So I know what it's
You
like.
know.
But it would have been fun to, like, do it with my team, like, at school because I've never had that before. But I was on my deathbed. I was so sick. And then we actually had that one snow day. We had off class the next day, but I had to go to practice. And we had lift and then practice. And in the weight room, we were in our own separate rack, all the people who were sick. There were like 5 of us.
Yeah.
And so we were in this one rack lifting, and one of my teammates, for some reason, I think it's because, like, have you been in the new weight room?
Mm-hmm.
So you know how, like, one side the pull-up is, like, the handles that, like,
Yes.
move, and the other one's just the bar?
Yeah.
So she likes the handles, and we were on the side with the handles, and she wasn't. So she just came over to our rack and started doing it, and I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
She was like, what do you mean? I wanted to use this one. And I said, go put on hand sanitizer right now.
Yeah.
Get out of our rack. You should not be here. And she was like, what do you mean? I was like, Erin. And she was like, oh, right, you're sick. I was like, dude. And then my trainer came up to us right after the lift, and she was like, so how we feeling? And I looked at her and I said, like death. And she said, if you guys don't want to go to practice today, just go home. Like, you can't go anywhere else, though. And I was like, absolutely, I'm going to go home and go to bed.
Yeah.
So I went home, showered, and passed out. And then the next day I felt so much better.
That's good.
It was just like you needed one more day, you know?
Yeah.
But the
That
snow
was
day
pretty convenient.
helped. The snow day helped me a lot because I
Yeah.
was actually dying.
Yeah.
And then I didn't have to go do anything. I had a whole day to just, like, sit at home. So
Yeah,
that
that's
was good.
good.
But that was also the day that I went and got the, like, at-home flu test because I was like, I really don't feel good. A girl on my team had tested positive for the flu the week before.
Yeah.
And so I was like, do I just see if I have it? Maybe I can get prescribed something.
Yeah.
Like, so I went and I bought the test, me and my roommate, because she was also sick. And we both bought tests, and we both tested positive. We were like, damn it.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it wasn't fun.
Yeah.
It was not fun. It was also bad this year. So bad this year. Do you hear what's going around right now? Bunch of girls on my team have this crazy stomach bug. Yup.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And apparently it's, like, multiple places, too. Like, Jordan said Arizona, her team has it, too. Like, it's, like, this weird stomach bug that's, like, going around, like, everywhere.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah, no, I don't want to.
Hopefully it doesn't catch me.
No, I've been drinking my emergency.
Oh, yeah.
I'm praying. I am
Preparing.
praying. I'm like, please no, because
Yeah.
we have another game on Saturday. So
Oh, yeah,
like,
you're not even done yet, so.
not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had a game yesterday. Our last game of our regular season is Saturday, but we made playoffs.
Oh, yes.
So we're going to that the game is on May 1st.
Okay. Yeah.
And then if we win that, we have another one May 3rd.
Okay.
And then if we win that, we come back and we wait for like NCAA selection.
Okay.
But
Fingers crossed.
yeah, I know. It all depends, right?
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's so cool. Because we didn't go last year to our conference tournament. So I went my freshman year, and then I didn't go last year. And, like, it is so fun. Have you ever gone to, like, your guys' conference? Do you have a conference thing?
We have a normal season, like regular season, and then we have a
Okay.
tournament at the end of the year.
Okay. So have you been to the tournament? Yeah, like.
We don't have to qualify, like everybody just
Oh,
goes.
everybody just goes. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's so fun.
Yeah.
Like, it's so fun
Yeah,
going to,
you
like, a
get to
conference.
fly and,
Yeah, like,
it's
come
awesome.
on. It's great.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, conference is fun. Like, we did it my freshman year, and, you know, you are in a place with your teammates for, like, 4 days. And for us, it is kind of like you have to qualify to get there. Like, you have to have a good enough record.
Yeah.
So we got really, I don't want to say lucky, but, like, it is kind of one of those things where, like, it feels really good to be able to do that because it's like, oh, like, we did good.
Yeah.
You know, like, we had a good season, and now we get to go have fun because we had a good season.
Yeah, it's an accomplishment for sure.
Yeah, it is. It is. It was so nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing I kind of want to get into is tennis is a very individual sport. You do singles or?
Both.
Okay.
Doubles
Okay.
and singles, yeah.
Okay. But even when you're doubles, it's still kind of individual.
Kind of, yeah.
So the next thing I want to get into is, as someone who plays a kind of individual position, I like to ask a lot of people about this because it's very important to me, like mental performance. Do you do anything for that? Like, you know, kind of getting into ruts and, like, how you get in your head sometimes, like, even in the middle of a match, like, stuff for that. And, like, how do you kind of get out of those situations, if that makes sense?
Yeah. I think the biggest part is breathing. We have, like, breathing tactics. And because, tennis is a completely mental sport.
Yeah.
I think we all can hit great backhands and forehands, and it's about the mindset at the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it's mostly the breathing, and especially coming from, like, individual environment, I think the team really helps.
Yeah.
Like, the cheering and the lifting up.
Yes.
It's amazing. I mean, we play 6 singles. So we have, like, 5 other courts that play at the same time. And then also the players that don't play there on the outside, and they just, like, lift you up. They cheer for you. So this is really, really good to have, too.
Yeah.
And then, for me personally, I think not trying to overthink.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds easier than it actually is.
Yes.
But, yeah, I tend to get into my head.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a really emotional player.
Me too. Me
So, just having a coach on the bench as well really helps.
Mm-hmm.
Just to, like, getting all the emotions out and, like, maybe just talking to that coach.
Yeah.
Because back home, we never had a coach on the bench.
Oh, really?
Coaching was not allowed in juniors.
Oh,
So that was completely new for me as well. Not only having a team,
like
but
having
also a
someone
coach.
there. Yeah.
Because I always had my parents. That's
yeah.
it. And my dad is the only one that plays tennis. My mom, she doesn't even play tennis. So it's kind of coaching, but not coaching.
Right.
That's emotional support. That's it.
I can relate to that one with my parents, too. My mom played lacrosse in college.
Mm-hmm.
My dad played baseball in college.
All athletes, yeah.
My dad thinks he knows everything about lacrosse. He does now.
Yeah.
I will say now he understands it a lot more.
Yeah.
Because he comes to, like, a lot of me and Jordan's games, and he came to a lot of our games growing up, so he started to understand it more and more as we got older.
Mm.
But, like, when I, like, first started playing travel lacrosse, which is kind of like club, we would go to, like, tournaments and stuff, and he would try to talk to me about, like, playing goalie properly, and I'd look at him and I'd say, buddy, you are dead wrong. You have no idea what you're talking about. He'd be like, I feel like you could have done this there. I'm like, nope, actually, I couldn't have.
Go out there and do it yourself.
That's actually not legal, so I actually couldn't have.
Good.
And he's like, why didn't you shoot? And I'm like, goalies can't score, Dad. Like, that's not allowed.
Yeah.
So, shh.
No, exactly.
You know,
I can
like,
relate.
it's just one of those things where in those moments I was like, oh, you know nothing. I love you. Thank you for being there for me, but, like, you're saying the wrong things.
Yeah, it's so sweet. Thanks for the support. But no.
Yeah, but no, exactly. And then my mom's, like, actually giving me, like, legitimate feedback.
Yeah.
It's so funny. We were at a game 2 weeks ago, I think, and right after the game ended, I kid you not, immediately after the game ended, I walk outside to our tailgate, and my mom goes, you need to ground your stick. I'm like, really? Coaching points right now? We just finished.
Let me breathe.
And then she goes up to my head coach, and she goes, so are you going to tell Jamie to ground her stick? And my coach looks at me, and she's like, she knows what she's talking about. And I was like, yeah, I know. I'm aware.
But not now.
But not, like, we just finished, like, 10 minutes ago. Please give me a minute to breathe. But it was really funny.
I got lucky that I never got, like, the speeches.
Oh, really?
So, like, just driving back home, I never got, like, the speeches.
Oh,
so
my gosh. I
think I would have went crazy.
I did. I sure did. My mom was also my coach my whole life.
Oh, yeah. No. I don't think I could do that.
No, she was a very good coach. She was a very, like, she kind of separated coaching us from, like, being our mom very well.
That's so important.
You know, like, we would get back in the car, and if we wanted to talk about lacrosse, we would.
Yeah.
And she would help us with that, but she wasn't coming up to us at home and being like, hey, remember when this happened at practice the other day? So, like, she was very good at separating it, which was awesome, because there were some moments where I really just didn't want to talk about it. You know, after, like, a full weekend of playing, I kind of just wanted to, like, relax.
Yeah.
And so she was, I mean, she knows this. Hi, Mommy. She is my favorite coach I've ever had. I will always say that. But she's actually coming back next year. We did a raffle thing, like a fundraiser for our team. And one of the, like, raffles was Coach for a Day next fall.
Yeah.
And so I said, you're going to be a senior parent. It's my last time ever playing lacrosse in my life.
Yeah.
And you're telling me you're not going to come back and coach me? And she was like, fine, I'll do it for one day. And I was like, yes, she's coming out of retirement.
Oh, yes, that's awesome.
I know. So I made her, I literally, like, forced her to do it. I was like, I was holding the pen, writing her name for her. Like, it was so funny. But she, so she's coming back. But yeah, it's, I got the speeches. I had the silent car rides. You ever had those? Yeah.
Uncomfortable.
When you're just like, everyone's sitting there in silence and you're just like,
An
I was gonna
hour
say the
feels like
first
an
word.
eternity.
It's like a 2-hour car ride. It feels like 4 days. You're like,
No,
oh
it's so bad.
my gosh. I
Yeah.
wish there, you know what? And also that was like when we were too young for like headphones or like earbuds or like phones.
had to sit
You
there.
just had to sit there. There was no escaping it.
Yeah.
You would like turn the radio on to like volume 4 and it would be like barely playing in the background, but it would just still be so quiet
Yeah.
in that car. Oh, those were the worst. I definitely had those with my parents, more so my dad than my mom.
Yeah.
But I definitely had those with my parents. Oh, those were awful.
Yeah.
So because thinking of silent car rides, I'm thinking of a really crazy one that happened to me once where we were at a tournament and my sister got hurt and they told her she had torn her ACL and we had to drive 3.5 hours home.
Yeah.
And it was the worst silent car ride of my life because it was so like, what do we even say? It wasn't one of those silent ones where it's like, it was
Someone's
bad.
mad.
Yeah,
Or something,
yeah. So, and then we get back and she was fine.
Okay.
She was totally fine. So we went through all of that for nothing.
Yeah.
And it was like so scary. But thinking about that, I just laugh because, you know, she obviously has had a lot of injuries and stuff. And I haven't really had that many.
Yeah, really.
Something. But I'm just curious if you've had any, you know, injuries or like even like little things. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, I have little things here and there. And sometimes those are the worst.
Yeah.
Because they just nag at you over and over and over. So I just want to know, like.
It's funny you ask.
Yeah.
Because I'm going through something right now. So I'm redshirting this year. I haven't played at all. And so I had a stress fracture in my lumbar spine when I was younger. And I think it was like around 11 and 12. And apparently it never really healed. So now I'm getting kind of like the...
After effects?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's called spondylolysis in my lumbar spine. It's like a little gap between my facets, what causes a lot of pain. So, yeah, I wasn't been able... It started last April, I think. Around April.
Okay.
That I was having, not during the matches, but afterwards, that I was literally... I had to lay on the floor just because of pain and just, like, stretch my muscles a little bit. And so, yeah, I wasn't medically cleared at all this year. So, yeah, but I'm back on the court. I got, like, a steroid injection.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, I'm back. I'm playing again.
Okay.
I feel better. It's still, like, a couple down days.
Yeah.
But besides that, I literally just cherish every second I have on the court. So,
yeah.
that's good. And it looks like I'm going to come back and
Oh,
getting
that's
another
good.
year maybe. So,
Okay, good.
yeah.
Oof,
it's
thank God.
probably, it sounds like something chronic. That's something that I have to deal with the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's all about pain management and like how to handle everything after the matches and all this. So
I hate chronic stuff.
yeah,
I
you just
hate it.
can't do anything.
You
It's just
can't,
like-
there's literally nothing to do.
Yeah.
There is nothing to do. Like
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's not like anything diagnosable, but I have chronic knee pain. Like my knees just hurt me now because I'm old
yeah,
and withered. But, you know, it's even, I don't know if you saw me in the fall after I hurt my thumb.
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, you saw me in my brace.
Yeah.
But I like dislocated my thumb this fall and I was out for 6 weeks from that. And I'm fine now. It's all working.
Yeah,
But,
that's good.
you know, it's one of those things where now, even yesterday, my mom texted me because she was watching my game. I got hit in the hand at one point, and I just was kind of standing there shaking it out for a minute because it was bothering me.
I can't
And
imagine getting hit by a lacrosse ball.
That's
That's
It's
awful.
not that bad, I promise.
No?
It's pretty bad. But
Yeah.
it's not that bad. I got hit so hard yesterday. It's actually funny because I was just talking to Sierra, and I said, I can't lift my arm. Like, I went to pick up my drink, and she watched me literally go, oh, because my left arm got absolutely nailed yesterday, like on my bicep. And so,
Right on the muscle.
yeah,
Nice.
that's where it hurts. That's where it really hurts. But yeah, like now, you know, if you were to hit me as hard as you can with a lacrosse ball on this hand, it would hurt, but I would recover much faster because now when I get hit anywhere on this like area of my hand, I need like 2 minutes to like set.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy because I get hit now there and it like even jamming my finger, it hurts so much more now.
Yeah.
And I always think like
I'm used to the pain now.
it's so annoying though because it's one of those things where obviously it's not as important as your spine, but like having like a little lingering pain there and doing little things to it now just kind of bothers it. It just flares it up a little.
Yeah.
But it's all good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's really all I've got. I had that
That's good.
I swear I broke my pinky the other day, but it's like fine now, so we're chilling.
Yeah.
We're good. I thought I fractured it, like genuinely. It was blown up and purple. Yeah. And then like 4 days later, it kind of went down and went away.
Yeah.
Now it still hurts a little bit when I tap it.
Yeah.
But it's moving.
It looks good.
Yeah, it feels fine.
Yeah.
You know, I get hit there now too. I'm like, ow, but it's like all good. There's nothing.
Yeah, no, that's
really
scary.
Yeah. There was a moment like 4 weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, where we thought I had a concussion.
You got hit by a lacrosse ball.
Oh, way too many of them. Way too many of them.
No,
I got hit. It was like we had one game at Temple where I got hit pretty hard, but then it was also because we won that game in overtime. And so it was like a really, so it was like a really, really cool win. So a bunch of my teammates were coming up to me and like rattling my head in my helmet because that's what you do to a goalie. You're like, yeah, let's go. You like grab me by the head.
You're like,
yeah, and I'm standing there and I'm like shaking, moving around side to side. And so the next day I had a headache. And I was like, oh, no.
Yeah.
But I was fine. I was totally fine after that. And then the next game, like first quarter, maybe 5 minutes into the game, a girl rips a shot, shoots it as hard as she can, right at my head. And it literally skyrocketed out of bounds. Yeah. And I was like stumbling off the field. And my coach had to check on me, and my trainer was checking me, and I was like, I'm fine, I just need a minute. Like, I was just, like, out of it. But there was, like, a week and a half of time where we were kind of convinced I might have had a little bit of something going on up there. But, you know, that's just kind of comes with the position. You get hit a lot. Yeah. You get hit a lot. Yeah. It just happens.
I just can't imagine, like, so many people running towards you and just, like, with that ball.
Well, I will say we use tennis balls sometimes as goalies.
Yeah.
Because it technically is supposed to hurt less than a lacrosse ball. Yeah. I'm going to be real. Feels about the same. Maybe worse. Yeah. Because tennis balls sting. They sting. Yeah. Lacrosse balls hurt. Yeah. Like bang. Mm-hmm. Tennis balls are like I don't even know the word other than sting. It like burns. It literally burns when it hits me. So have you been like, I'm sure you've been hit very hard with tennis balls before. Not intentionally, but.
Yeah, not that often, actually.
Really?
Probably, like, once or twice, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and just not, like, crazy areas, or, like, head or something.
Yeah,
so just, maybe a leg or something.
Yeah.
Like, maybe in doubles, like, maybe a rib, but
that
can hurt, yes.
That hurts. That hurts. But that's why we wear the big chest plate, because God forbid. I can't. Yeah, no. One time, my teammate shot it at me, and she got under my chest plate and hit me, like, on the gut.
Oh, no.
And I was hunched over, and I was like, oh. Yeah. Those are not fun. Mm-mm. Oh, my gosh. But, yeah, tennis balls, I swear they sting. I swear. Yeah. It feels like a burning sensation when I get hit with a tennis ball. A lacrosse ball is just like, ow. A tennis ball, it's like, I need to put, like, ice on this, like, immediately.
That's interesting,
it's burning me. Yeah. I don't even know. That's so funny. I would have
expected a lacrosse ball was way worse.
They're just different. They're different. And I feel like I'm more used to the feeling of a lacrosse ball now than I am to a tennis ball, if that makes sense. Because, like, tennis balls we rarely use. Lacrosse balls are way, way more common to get hit by for me. So I'm used to it. I got hit, like, 10 times yesterday alone.
I love a non-contact sport. Definitely.
Yeah, more your vibe. Yeah. More your vibe. Well, I don't technically see a lot of contact because I don't get hit. Like, my teammates, I feel bad for my teammates because they get bodied. Yeah. And my roommate has bruises all up and down her arms from girls just hitting her with their sticks. And obviously, like, I get hit with a lacrosse ball and, like, that hurts and all, but I've had to come out of the goal a couple of times, and I've gotten that check feeling from a girl, and I've been like, I don't like that.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay in my goal.
I'm just going to stay back here where I'm nice and safe and sound and nobody can touch me. Yeah. But, yeah, it's so interesting. I mean, the contact versus non-contact is crazy. But, so you haven't been hit by a tennis ball that much. That's actually interesting. I didn't realize it was, like, that uncommon. Yeah. So, like, how does that even happen, though, then?
It's mostly serves and doubles
where
it happens. And
that's
maybe,
what I thought.
Yeah. Or maybe, I mean, we're at a level where we have control over the balls.
Right.
So it's not like we're intentionally, like,
hitting each
shooting
other
at a goalie or something.
Yeah.
So, but it happens when you hit the frame. Just, like, a little timing is off. You're hitting too late or something. Yeah. It's just a the ball flies.
It just goes weird. Yeah.
Yeah, and then it just happens, but rarely.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Wow. Okay. Okay, so the next thing I kind of want to go into is, like, do you do anything for, like, diet and, like, nutritional stuff? Because obviously, like you just said, it's a non-contact sport, but it still takes a lot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it takes a lot of energy. I can't even imagine having
Yeah.
to swing a tennis racket that many times. Oh, my gosh. I played tennis, like, once when I was, like, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Like, as a joke with my parents.
Yeah.
And I was exhausted after.
Yeah.
Okay? So, is there, like, nutritionally, like, kind of, what do you have to, like, balance out with your meals for that kind of movement?
So, when I came here, of course, the dining hall, college shell. It was interesting.
Our favorite. Todd.
Yes, Todd Hall. But it was kind of the freshman 15 hit me really hard.
Me too, babe. Yeah, me too.
It was bad.
It was bad.
It was also a big change for me because, like, the American food and, like, especially the dining hall was just so different compared to what I've been eating at home.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that. It's completely different.
So yeah, that hit me really hard.
What's your favorite American food?
Probably. I mean, I got really into it. The freshmen that came in with Wingstop.
Oh, yup. Yeah.
That was like a little obsession for a while.
Wingstop is fire. It's so good.
It's really good.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Chipotle is also really, because we don't have it. I think there's like one store in Frankfurt that recently opened.
Wow.
So yeah, this is something I'm gonna miss.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, but
no, you're good.
Nutrition.
Yeah.
But yes, I wanted to know that answer.
Yeah. So yeah, I got also injured my second semester of freshman year, so I wasn't able to. I twisted my ankle.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to play, and then like the whole food. So I was really happy when I moved out of the dorms.
Yeah.
Cook on my own and just be out of it.
Me too.
Like, not all the temptations with like the ice cream and all.
Oh my gosh, the Simply Natural in
That's
the
amazing.
dining hall. Every day I was like, oh, should we go get ice cream? And then I
Exactly.
looked at myself and I was like, oh, I wonder why I gained weight.
Yeah.
Probably because I was eating ice cream for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Exactly. Yeah, sometimes I go back and like go with the freshmen just to like ice cream.
Yeah, a bunch of times when I was a freshman, we would always have like a bunch of people from our team would just come and join us and get like, we would swipe them in and they would come get food with us.
Exactly. That's awesome. But no, besides that, I mean, I'm trying to stay balanced. Sometimes, like, the biggest thing I focus on is like having 3 meals a day. Because sometimes with the schedule and like classes, you have like 6 a.m. weights, then you have to go straight to class. Then you have like rehab, like especially since I live in the AT room right now.
Yeah, right.
I have to do my rehab, then practice and homework and stuff. Sometimes like the meals like
kind of get
short.
pushed aside. Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing. And then just staying balanced, a lot of vegetables, like those kind of things.
Yeah, totally.
And then like once in a while, maybe like a little cheat day.
Yeah,
but
totally.
Like
I mean,
a little bit for the soul, you know.
You need it. You absolutely need it. Yeah, but it's funny you say that. I really struggle recently with getting 3 meals in a day because my schedule right now is completely different than it ever has been. So we used to start at like 2 o'clock for most of our days. Yeah. So no matter what time you had class, you kind of had time to go home and eat lunch. Yeah. But now we've been starting at like 12:30, 12:45, 1 o'clock, depending on the day.
Yeah.
And I have class from 11 to 11:50 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and 11 to 12:15. Yeah. So I have time to eat breakfast and like wake up and make myself a really good breakfast and eat a really good breakfast. But then I go to class, and it's either I go straight from class to lift, film, practice, or I come home for 30 minutes and basically get dressed and go.
Yep.
So eating a big lunch, especially because I'm about to go do a lot of physical activity immediately after, has been really hard for me this semester just because I'm like, I don't want to get nauseous because I didn't eat, but I don't want to get nauseous because I ate too much right before playing.
Exactly, yeah.
And so then I kind of will just have like a snack for lunch, like turkey and crackers, and then go to practice, come home, eat a really big dinner. Yeah. Which is so bad, and I know that.
Yeah, but no, I feel that.
It's just one of those things where it's like,
for me too.
You know, it's hard to, sometimes it's hard to get all that in. And I call my mom some days, and I'm like, I don't want to go to the grocery store, but I don't have anything to make for dinner. but it's also 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So if I go to the grocery store, I'm not going to eat till 6:37. And I also still need to shower. But I've been eating out a lot this week, and I don't want to go get more fast food.
Yep.
And it's just like a loop. And she'll just sit there and she'll be like, okay, Jamie.
Just breathe.
Okay, Jamie. Okay, Jamie. Are you going to go to the grocery store? No, I don't think so. Okay, go get yourself some food. And she'll be like, just go to Chipotle. It's fine. Like, eat out one more night. You'll live. Go to the grocery store tomorrow morning before class. You have time. Do it then. And I'm like, okay, fine. You're right. Like, she's so funny because she'll literally say, like, you're in season. You're not going to have time to do all the things you want to do.
Yep.
It's okay if you're eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner out every once in a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it feels so not okay at the same time.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for us, it's also, us internationals, we don't have a car. So it's not like we can just go and do grocery shopping and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's
Dude,
literally
text me. Oh, my God. I'll take you. That's awful.
Yeah.
That's awful. Oh, my gosh. No, seriously.
Thank you so much.
I will take you grocery shopping. That is insane.
Yeah, sometimes literally when you go home
and you
don't have
order
anything.
Groceries?
Sorry?
Do you just like order groceries to your house?
No, I mean, we have 2 Americans on the team that have a car.
Okay.
So, and like I have a couple friends that have a car, so it works.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not like, okay, I need like, I don't know, a little milk.
Yeah, let me just go get milk. Right. No, that's...
You literally have to deal with what you have at home, and that's it.
My gosh, I can't even So you like shop in bulk, I assume?
Yep.
Yeah. No, that's crazy.
My freezer is full because I have to stock everything. Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's an adjustment for sure, yeah.
I'm sure. That's crazy. I didn't even think about the fact that you don't have a car.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh, that's rough.
I would probably be unstoppable if I had a car, just like...
Yeah, you'd be
exploring everything.
Yeah, you'd be so happy. You'd be living the life.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really funny. That's actually crazy. I didn't think about that. Okay, so now the last question I want to ask you, because I ask everyone this, and I think it's a really good way to close out episodes, is what is your favorite thing about being an ECU Pirate, or like ECU Pirate athlete, or just ECU generally speaking?
Yeah, I think it's a sense of community. The people, especially being like far from home, it's like having the support system and like the people around you, and it's a home far from home for sure, and the people made it that special. So I definitely think that I think being an athlete helped too. Yeah. I can't imagine being a NARP and like...
Yeah, I know.
Oh, no, it's just
I love that you know that term now.
The NARP, yes.
Yep.
So, no, just like being here and being in the AT room, even the small things, and just like having the people around you. Yeah. And then, I mean, my coach, she's the reason why I came here. I really love her, and she's awesome. So just like, yeah, the people.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest thing I love about ECU. And they, from the beginning, like literally the first step I made on campus, I felt welcome, and
it gives you that feeling. Yeah. It just gives you that feeling. That was me too, going through my recruiting process. I came here and I was like, oh, this is it.
Yeah. No, it feels like it felt like home immediately. Yeah. And like I've never been to the US before. Yeah. So it was the first time. I literally came with my little 2 suitcases. Yeah. My coach picked me up from the airport. My parents were not with me. I was alone. Yeah. And then I get dropped off in Scott Hall, but then like Alicia, one of my former teammates, she came next morning. She gave me like a peanut butter and jelly bagel because I didn't have anything. Dining hall was closed. Oh. So it's just like, it's the small things.
Yeah, it is.
So that was really welcoming, and it was awesome.
That is
so awesome. I'm so happy that I chose this place.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, well, thank you, Pirate Nation, for watching, and I will see you for the next episode.